Okay, there are a few ways to look at a tie in any sport. There's the both teams played really hard view, and then there's the perspective that neither team deserved to win. So the question is, how should we view the Giants' 2020 tie with the Washington Commanders in Week 13? We need answers, so let's get some from New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby. Steve, a lot of pressure on you here today to deliver answers to what the people want to know. How you doing?
Doing well, Dex. How about you?
I'm doing good. Better than the Giants and the Commanders.
You have a sister?
I do have a sister.
Well, you know what they say, a tie is like kissing your sister.
Well, I haven't done that, so I have no idea what that feeling is like at all whatsoever.
But yeah, just checking.
But Giants and the Commanders locker rooms, they know exactly what that feels like, I guess. And Steve, let's get to this first. Did the Giants deserve to win this game? That's a question I think a lot of people want to know. Did they deserve to win this game at all?
No, they did not deserve to win the game. Brian Daboll played for the tie, 4th and 3, decided not to put the game in the hands of Daniel Jones and the offense. And to a degree, you could understand, especially since the play before, Daniel Jones and Richie James and Saquon Barkley all collided in the backfield. And 4th and 3 became 4th and tie. Brian Daboll decided to pin the Commanders back, hoped to get the ball back, which he did, but only 28 seconds left or something like that. And there was no chance to win the game. They needed to get Graham Gano 5 yards closer for a 53-yard field goal. Gano was short on a 58-yard field goal. Now, my thing is, Daniel Jones played well. He led the team in rushing, 71 rushing yards. He was 17 of 18 at one point, and the one incompletion was a spike. But when push came to shove, Brian Daboll did not trust Jones or that offense to get 3 yards. And, I just think about Andy Reid, and you think he'd trust Patrick Mahomes, and you think Zach Taylor would trust Joe Burrow? Do you think on and on with the elite quarterbacks? We know Jones is not an elite quarterback. He played well, but it's a damning commentary when your head coach does not trust the quarterback or the offense.
Well, you mentioned the quarterback here, Steve, which leads me to my next question. How much of Big Blue's inability to knock off the Commanders at home is on Daniel Jones and the offense, which hasn't played up to par for most of the season?
Well, I just happened to make some notes here, Dex. After the Giants took a 20-13 lead, this was their offense. Early in the third quarter, they took that 20-13 lead. 3 and out. Feliciano taunting penalty at the end of a 12-yard completion to Darius Slayton, which became a 3 and out. Then overtime, they got 1 first down, and that was it. I mean, you got to score more than 20 points in this league to win games. I guess you can score 20 points in tie games as long as your defense can stop the bleeding. But again, 20-13. After that, the Giant offense was stuck in molasses, and Brian Daboll was not the Brian Daboll we saw on opening day when he went for 2 points, the 2-point conversion and the win against the Titans on the road. This time, he played it safe. He played for the tie, and they deserved the tie. No medals for tying, I call it.
No medals for tying at all. You mentioned Daboll earlier in the season where he was pushing all the right buttons with this team, and he was being lauded for that aggressiveness. Can Daboll do any more than he has done with an offense that he can't actually trust to put points on the board?
Well, look, he's a creative, innovative play caller. He and Mike Kafka, we know that. But there was also one sequence at the end of the first half where they did not take a shot into the end zone on, I believe it was 3rd and 1. Daniel Jones ran the ball for 2 yards, and they had to kick a field goal. So they lost 4 points there. So they were not, I think Brian Daboll is a little bit gun shy, and you can understand with Daniel Jones playing with who he's had to play with, and with Saquon Barkley being suffocated by opposing defenses, you can understand why Daboll's gotten a little gun shy, but it cost them today, I believe. And again, no medals for tying. They deserve not to win this game. They deserve to tie the game. And now they're going to have to go to Washington in 2 weeks and play to tie there, I guess.
Nobody wants to see another tie, Steve. You don't want to see it. Giants fans don't want to see it. And the Giants, I'm sure themselves, they do not want another tie. We'll see how they
Is your sister pretty, by the way?
Of course, I'm not going to say who's going to come out there and say that their sister is not pretty. Nobody's going to do that. That would cause family problems. But yes, she is pretty. She's a Henry. So there we go.
Okay, so maybe a tie is not always like kissing Dexter Henry's sister.
Listen, I know nothing about that life, man. I know nothing about that. I have no commentary to that. I don't know what a tie feels like. I know nothing about that. But the Giants do, like we said. Unfortunately, they do.
As Saquon Barkley said, it sucks.
It sucks. We can agree on that, right? It doesn't feel good. Hopefully the Giants can feel better next week. Steve, I'm glad you're feeling good. Always good to talk sports with you. That is sports columnist for the New York Post, Steve Serby. Steve, as usual, thank you for the time.
Thanks, Dex.